Hello, welcome to episode 2 of the Making the Band Retro podcast. My name is Mr. Insomnia. If you listen to episode 1, where I reviewed the first 4 episodes, and honestly, if you didn't, I don't blame you. I didn't realize I have a fan in my house, and it was running, and my microphone was picking it up. So basically, if you hear a buzzing sound during the first 4 episodes or the first episode, that's what that was, and I apologize for that. But I don't want to redo it because honestly, there's more interesting episodes of Making the Band than the first 4 episodes. So that's the only reason why I'm not going to redo it. Maybe later I will. I'll just do it without a fan, so it'll be a little clearer audio. But it'll probably be different audio because again, I take notes, but I kind of also riff and go off on tangents. So, anyways, I apologize, but thank you for listening. If you did listen, I know there's like 5 billion podcasts out there on the internet. So the fact that you were wanting to listen to mine, I appreciate, and thank you. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm taping this before I even release the first episode. So if you did, so then maybe I might just be doing this too. Like the 4 walls of my apartment might just be listening to this. Be listening to this podcast for all I know. Anyways, let's start into the recap of episodes 5 and 6 of the first season of Making the Band. This is the O-Town season, or the O-Town version of Making the Band, so Making the Band 1, we'll call it. Episodes 5 starts at the vocal lessons and dance lessons. The singing and dancing are both a little rough, I should say, not rough. Eric's just not feeling the vibe. Ikaika's girlfriend is coming to Orlando. By the way, I might call him Ike every now and then just because Ikaika is a lot to say and just to shorten it up. But Ikaika's girlfriend's coming to Orlando. Her name's Malia. We'll get into that a little bit later. Paul, Mike, and Heather. Heather is a girl from Herizon. They all go ice skating. Paul has a girlfriend, but he has feelings for Heather. Paul's girlfriend, her name is Kara. She's coming to Orlando too. Heather looks like, when Paul tells her about this, Heather looks like she's getting cock-blocked by Paul because he's talking about his girlfriend. Like, she looks a little disappointed. Like, she looks like, hey man, hey, come on, she's over there, I'm over here. Hey man, we could be hooking up. So anyways, Paul and Ikaika go to the airport to pick up the girlfriend. The most surprising thing about the episode so far is that you can meet your girlfriend at the terminal because this is pre 9/11. So it's like, oh yeah, that's right. You could just go walk up to the terminal and go meet somebody. Now you can't do that. You haven't been able to do that for 20 years. So it's like kind of interesting to see that change in 20 years. Paul meets with Kara at her terminal. There's a big kiss. Kara is very happy to see Paul. Malia's flight, which is Ikaika's girlfriend, her flight's delayed. But then Ikaika finally meets Malia at the terminal. Both very happy. They go to the house. Paul shows Kara a picture of Herizon. He points out Heather. I guess he must have told her about Heather. I think that was mentioned in an earlier episode, but again, like I said, so little happens in some of these episodes that you just forget about. Like, you forget about things. Then the girlfriends meet the potential band members, meet all the band members. Ikaika and Malia sleep on a trampoline outside that night. The girlfriends then go to the rehearsal. They're singing All for Love. I'm going to be mentioning this song a lot, by the way, in future episodes, just because it's just the song that they do. We also need to discuss the structure of this song. Not so much the quality of the song, just the structure. Lou Pearlman loves these type of songs, and the reason why I say that is it's basically this is how the song starts. It starts with the chorus, like the first words, All for Love is the first line in the song, and he loves the songs that start with the chorus with the title of the song as the first line. It makes me think about if he was he always claims he was working with New Kids on the Block. I think he actually did work with I think that's actually confirmed he did work with them. And it makes me wonder, when he worked. But I've never learned when the time frame of when he worked with them. So I think it was when during Step by Step, like when Step by Step, the song by New Kids on the Block was a big hit. Because if you ever listen to that song, song starts with the chorus it starts with an acapella chorus, and the first line is Step by Step. Now, going forward, as you hear my page turn, Everybody by the Backstreet Boys starts a cappella. Well, I think there's actually like somebody's holding a keyboard note or holding a synthesizer note with Everybody by Backstreet Boys, but it starts again with the chorus. First words out of everybody's mouth is Everybody. Tearing Up My Heart by NSYNC starts with somebody holding a note on the synthesizer and starts with the chorus with the first words being Tearing Up My Heart. All for Love starts the exact same way. And then they kind of go into the song, the kind of funky beat, so the girls can start dancing, so the young girls can start dancing and start screaming. So, anyways, we're at the practice, All for Love with vocals and choreography. It still needs work, a lot of work, by the way. I mean, these guys, it's very rough. They're very new, so it's very rough. So then we go to lunch. Ikaika is isolating himself from the rest of the fellows with his girlfriend. The rest of the guys are like, hey, man, come hang out with us, man. We want to talk to you. We want to talk to the girl. We want to talk to your girlfriend. He's like, oh, dude, there's no room over there. It's like, dude, come on, man. You got to be a part of the group. If you want to be a part of the group, you got to be a part of the group. So then the next scene we have is they're dancing. I think they go to like a club or something at night. And they're dancing. And I just found this very interesting because Ikaika and girlfriend, they're like, and Malia, his girlfriend, they're dancing face to face, like really holding themselves to each other tight, kind of looking each other's eyes. Paul and Kara are facing the same way. Like Paul's back is to Kara's front, so like Kara's kind of like spooning Paul, and like kind of holding Paul, and they're dancing. So it's kind of like a weird thing. Like one is like they're like looking at each other's eyes and just really into each other. Another one, the girl's trying to make the connection with the guy, and the guy's kind of like thinking about other things, or it makes it appear like he's looking at other things. Now we're back at rehearsal. The choreographer, just for some weird reason, makes a Wham reference. I just mentioned that. It has nothing to do with the episode. Just thought that was interesting. And they're dancing, they're singing, and I think at one point he doesn't like Akaika's singing a solo part, and he's not sounding right and not looking right, and the choreographer says, hey man, the sounding good is more important than showmanship. Akaika's frustrated, and this is the reason why he tells his girlfriend they go back to the house. Ikaika tells Malia, who's a dance major, right? By the way, Ikaika just says like, dude, hey baby, I'm not a good dancer. Then the Herizon girls come to the house, and this includes Heather. And Heather talks to Mike about the relationship between her and Paul and Kara on the phone, how weird it is. And I just kind of wonder, like, I keep wondering about this. Is Herizon one of Lou's acts? And the reason why I mentioned this is, like, they are all over these first few episodes. Like, he's like, I feel like there's almost like he's trying to like get some, like, it feels like somebody's trying to get some free publicity off of making the band. So I don't know if it's one of I don't know if Herizon's one of Lou's acts, but it kind of feels like it is. I've actually done research on the internet on this. I can't find anything on her on this group. I really can't. So then we go to Herizon's rehearsal, which is, I think Herizon and O-Town are, it seems like they're rehearsing like pretty much in the same rehearsal studio. Paul and Kara visit the Herizon ladies. Paul this is a smart move. Paul has Kara and Heather meet. Kara tells Paul, like, hey, she's really pretty. And then we see Ikaika dancing, and his dancing gets way better. I think Malia during this time, just to rewind him a little bit, Malia was telling Ikaika, hey, I'm going to just keep telling you, you're a good dancer. You just got to believe you're a good dancer. You're a good dancer. So, Ikaika's dancing is getting better. Lou has a meeting with Paul. He tells Paul, like, hey, Paul, you need to push more. He asks about Kara. Paul says the career comes first. And then we see Kara going back home. They go back on the plane, go home. Ikaika tells Maria, if you told me to leave, he would. Page turn. Ikaika then Malia leaves, and then Ikaika is on the phone with his mom. He tells mom about Malia and Ban, and end of episode. That was it. That was literally it. I just gave you a 20-minute episode and literally about 10 minutes of total bullshit. As you can see right now, there's nothing going on with this show. But I will tell you, I watch these shows for about 4 to 6 episodes in advance before I do my reviews. I will tell you these episodes do get more interesting later on. So, but unfortunately, I almost want to tell you, like, hey, start at episode 3 on this, just because it gets a lot better. I know I shouldn't be telling you, hey, skip the first couple episodes, but I apologize. I know. I mean, I'm kind of bored telling you guys this, describing these episodes, but I will say the episodes do get a lot more interesting, a lot better. So we go into starting in episode 6, and we have Eric talking to Jenny from Herizon. And again, I'm just fascinated by Herizon. Who were they? What the hell happened to them? I don't know anything about Herizon. I just want to know about Herizon. I'm more interested in Herizon than I am in O-Town, because I know what happened with O-Town. I want to know what happened with Herizon. I almost called him Verizon. Eric says he sees the conflict between his personal life and the group. The group is practicing singing at home, except for Paul. Paul's like, dude, I can get this in rehearsal. The song they're practicing actually is Love Potion number 9. I should say this. All for Love is like the main song they practice, but Love Potion number 9 is like kind of like if you watch the early episodes, that's like the other song. If they're not singing All for Love, they're singing Love Potion number 9. I hadn't mentioned it before because really, who cares? We meet Corey. Corey is a young lady that Ashley and Mike both like. Ashley pulls out a guitar and starts singing a song. This is a great trick. If you can do this, if you can sing okay and play guitar okay, you're gonna get girls doing this. I have a feeling Ashley has done this before to get laid. And Corey enjoys it. Corey is really enjoying it. You can kind of see her getting turned on. I think she kind of gives him a look like, "Hey, you can this. This is yours. I'm yours if you want it." Eric and Mike, while he's singing and playing, while Ashley's singing and playing, Mike and Eric harmonize with Ashley. I will say this about Mike. Mike has a good voice. Mike he kind of has a deep voice, but it sounds really good. Ashley tells us she has a girlfriend named Shelly. I think we've already mentioned this. He shows a picture of her, and I will say this: the picture that he shows of her, she looks very good in the photo. She looks very attractive. And I gotta also talk about Ashley's confessional look. I gotta get a drink of water here soon, right now. Yeah, you're gonna hear me drink water too. That's great. Ashley's spending too much time in the confessional bed right now. And I mean, in the tanning bed right now, the confessional bed. He's spending too much time in the tanning bed. And the reason why I say this, and it's kind of distracting, is when he's talking, you see this like really nice tan brown skin, but then around the eyes, it's like pale white. Like it's like literally like this kid is spending way too much time in the tanning bed because he's got like this really tan face, but these really white eyes. It's kind of funny. Like it looks like he looks like a tan raccoon. So then, anyways, Ashley and Mike are talking about Corey's looks and her butt. They both like both of these things. They both think she's very cute, and they both think she has a nice butt. And by the way, that's them talking, not me. I'll tell you why in a minute. And now we're back in rehearsal. Eric and Jacob are presenting songs to vocal coach Mark. As we mentioned before, Lennon McCartney of O-Town. Mark encourages them to write, but he's kind of annoyed by the songs, and I don't blame him because the songs are kind of eh. I mean, they're like, it's like good try, kid, but these are not very good. Jenny talks to Jacob because Eric went to sleep. Now I will say this, they do show this one scene of Jenny and Eric kissing earlier in the episode, and I think earlier episodes too, they show them kind of having a little kiss session, not like full out makeup. It's like they're doing little some butterfly kisses. Jenny says tells Jacob that Eric's being mean. Jacob tells Jenny he's trying to figure out he's trying to figure out his career. Jenny's like, hey, I want a music career too. I'm in Herizon, for God's sakes. But we click. Mike and Ashley go to Corey's house. Corey wants to be a singer too, but she performs for Mike and Ashley, but she's not very good. Or I don't know if she's not. I should say maybe I don't know if she's not very good or the song's not very good, but what I was hearing was not good. I'm not gonna lie. And Mike and Ashley are kind of looking at her like she's not very good. Like they're looking at her basically like, hey, you know what? This girl's not very good, but I want that. I want to be hooking up with that. And I will say this: Corey's very cute. She is a very cute girl. And then Mike and Ashley leave, but before they leave, they kind of have a hug off with Corey. Like Ashley gets a hug, then Mike gets a hug, then Ashley gets another hug, a longer hug. Mike gets a longer hug, so then Ashley gets another hug, and finally they talk about Corey's age. Corey's 17 years old. I don't know what the age of consent is in Florida. I have a feeling it might be 18. In fact, I'm going to check that out right now. I'm just going to look that up really fast because nothing else is. This is probably the most interesting thing that's going on in this show. And yes, you can hear me clicking my age of consent. That is my computer in Florida. What is the age of consent in Florida? It's 18 years old. So yes, she would definitely be illegal to have any sort of relations with her. Shelly is now, she's not 17 today. I mean, this was 17 in 1999, so she's probably 40 today. But I'm just saying at that time. Shelly, Ashley's girl, is coming to visit Ashley. There's a fake moment coming up here. The next scene is a really fake moment. Ashley has the terminal yell, "Hi, Shelly," when she arrives. Shelly has a very short skirt on, and she's very skinny. She's very thin. And then Shelly and Ashley meet. They have a nice makeout session. The house meets Shelly. Jacob also has his brother visiting. That has nothing to do with anything. Just thought that was interesting. Mike talks to Corey on the phone, and he outs Ashley for having a girlfriend. Corey hangs up the phone right after that. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like, dude, it's like, dude, I like you too, but Corey was digging Ashley. Corey must have been really digging Ashley because she just goes, you just hear, Ashley has a girlfriend, and then the next thing you hear is just the phone clicking. It's pretty funny. Finally, something funny happens. So then the next scene is they're going to Phoenix Stone and Little J. They go to a Little J, Phoenix Stone and Little J concert with Lou Pearlman. And I know what you're thinking. Who is Phoenix Stone and Little J? I don't know who Little J is, but Phoenix Stone is a former Backstreet Boy member. Now, did he do anything after the Backstreet Boys? I don't think so. In fact, we'll even look that up here. Phoenix Stone. I'm doing this other stuff because, like I said, there is nothing that happens in this episode. Well, actually, I should take that back. There's something does happen in this episode afterward, a little bit afterwards. Phoenix Stone. What is he? Phoenix Stone is currently in halogenpartners.com as of 2020. Doesn't look like he did anything after. Let's see. Looks like a venture studio. He is the founding member and CEO of Halogen Entertainment, which includes publishing, management, and recording divisions. In addition, he is the global head of creator services at the technology company Vertigo Media Inc. During his career, he developed and produced artists and bands for his own joint venture imprint label with Columbia Records, Capitol EMI, and Sony Music Japan. He served as CEO of SH Publishing through a JV with joint venture, JV, with Ronder Universal Publishing. Stone is a founding member and shareholder in Backstreet Boys Inc., Transcontinental Records, where he helped guide the company to sell over 200 million records globally. Huh. I don't know. I wonder how much of that share. They say he's a shareholder. He might be a shareholder in Backstreet Boys Inc. When he quit, he might have just kept his shares or kept some of his shares. The roster includes Backstreet Boys and Sync, LFO, Your Boys O-Town, and the hit TV show Making the Band. In addition to music, Stone created and executive produced television shows for Touchstone, MTV, GRB, Intuitive Entertainment, Reveal, and USA Network. Phoenix also started as a judge on music competition series The Next Great Family Band, and was tapped to be a music expert on E's Behind the Music. That's not an E show. That's a VH1 show. Yeah. Phoenix discovered Maddie Noise in Nashville and signed her to Lava Republic Records. Her song "Stay" has amassed 1 billion streams and is multi-platinum globally. Her debut single "In My Mind" has over 100 million streams on Spotify alone. Stone has proven to be okay. Blah blah blah. All right, so Phoenix is still out there doing business. Now let's see what else we've got with Phoenix Stone. Maybe we've got some records here. I know I'm going off the topic here, but you know what? We'll skip Phoenix Stone. So, anyways, while Phoenix Stone is performing, Shelly looks at crowd and sees the young ladies lusting for Phoenix Stone, and they are going crazy. And she's not amused. She's like, oh no, this is going to be my guy. This is going to be what I'm going to have to deal with. So now we go back to the boys' rehearsal. Again, I'm going to say that a lot during these first few episodes. Boys go back to rehearsal. Boys go back to rehearsal. Boys go back to rehearsal. You're going to hear that a lot. Shelly sees the guys rehearsing and cringes a little because they don't sound good. Jenny from Herizon talks to Eric. Jenny tells Eric she wants to suck on his bottom lip. Oh, they're talking on the phone, I should say. Jenny tells Eric she wants to suck on Eric's bottom lip. Tells Eric, "You're real." Jenny and Eric have heart to heart. Eric friend zones her. Jenny is upset. According to Jacob's confessional, Jenny calls Eric the S word, referring to Hispanics. If you don't know what the S word is, look it up. I'm not going to say it. I don't believe in cancel culture, but at the same time, I don't want to be accused of saying racial slurs, so I'm not going to say it. But it's the S word, referring to Hispanics. Jacob confronts Jenny about the slur. Jenny says, Jacob, like I said, Jacob heard her say it. I don't think Eric heard her say it. Jacob confronts Jenny about the slur. Jacob, by the way, I'm going to say this coming up. Jacob's very mature for his age. I mean, he's like 19 years old, but he's very mature. And I got a lot of respect for Jacob. Jenny says Eric said nasty things too. Jenny then says she's joking around. She admits she said something stupid while angry. Jacob says she needs to apologize to Eric. Jenny does apologize to Eric face to face. Eric is in his confessional saying, I don't believe the apology. I think it's BS. Herizon, basically the boys decide Herizon is no longer allowed at the O-Town house. Ashley takes Shelly back to the airport. Shelly has an E.T. stuffed animal in her hand. Again, that has nothing to do with anything. I just thought that was interesting. The last 5 minutes of the show, finally something interesting happened, because honestly, nothing interesting has happened so far until the Jenny Eric conflict. So, like I said, this show is going to get better. Hopefully, my podcast gets better. But right now, it's just a lot of filler. We're just being introduced to the boys, see how they're doing. So, anyways, I will talk to you about episode 7 and 8 in probably the next few days. And you guys have a good night. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. Goodbye.